Hello. I have mostly finished this cardigan. I need to seam up the sides and maybe do like a little border around the neckline, and maybe here I want to put some buttons there. I need to check which ones I want to put. But yeah, in this video I basically want to just run through some creative projects to distract myself from my existential dread and the uncertainty of the 2026 job market. Speaks for itself. This project, actually, funnily enough, I started it like years ago. I think I first got into crochet in like 2022, and I ordered like this really chunky yarn and I crocheted a sweater, which I wore twice, realized I didn't like it because the fit was really weird. Then I undid it all and I started on a cardigan, which I then didn't work on for like 4 years. And here we are, finishing it. I also have like some other crochet projects that I would like to finish because I just have this yarn. I have like a bunch of purple granny squares, like a lot. And I also made this at one point out of them, which this color doesn't really work that well for me, but I think I could turn all the granny squares into like a little like tie skirt, like swim cover-up vibe. I've been seeing a lot of lace skirts, well, skirts that you wear on top of pants. So I feel like I can turn all these granny squares into something like that. And then I also have this debacle, which I'm hoping to turn into like a little cardigan. Like this is long enough to fit like that. I just need to make straps, maybe a little sleeve, and put some buttons here. There's ties. I crochet ties, but I feel like buttons might be a better fit. But I'll do that. I want to do that as well. Then I also have becoming a tour of all these projects that I haven't finished. But yeah, we're finishing our projects in 2026. I have this whole pile of sewing projects that I've made that weren't very good. So I want to turn those into something that is actually good. Yeah, there's basically this whole pile, 2 pairs of pants, a skirt, a dress and a robe that I want to turn into something new. But first, let me finish this cardigan. I think it's time for a little project check-in. I finished the cardigan. Here we go. It's very chunky, so I don't really know when I will wear it. It's more so a jacket, really. I put one button at the top. I thought about doing multiple buttons, but I felt like the one was more simple, more chic. I love the color though, and it is very cozy. So I do think I will wear it, but it will depend on like the weather a lot. Once it starts getting warmer, I can wear it as a jacket, I think. But for now, it's mostly indoor, cozy wear, which nothing wrong with that. Then I finished one of the straps on the blue granny square crochet top. So that's gonna go there. And then I've started on the second strap, which I didn't count rows, so I'm just gonna make it about as long as this one. I'm not really counting because I'm just doing this so I don't waste yarn and effort that I've already put into it, just finishing a project. But I think once I've attached the straps, I might do not really a sleeve, more like a flounce, to cover the shoulder a little. And then I am still thinking of doing a button band down the middle instead of like the ties that there currently are. Then for the purple crochet, I took the bonnet apart and it gave me this nice little rectangle. Yeah, rectangle. I've put the remaining granny squares together in a similar size rectangle. I'm currently crocheting a single crochet edge around it just to make it more straight and neat, and also to weave in ends. And also because this one has a single crochet border around. One thing though, the joinery on these granny squares is very different from these, but I've decided that I don't care because granny squares are kind of stupid, and I hate that people told me to make granny squares when I first started crochet, and I much prefer knitting now. So there we are. And then I'm also thinking of making a hat from a pair of jeans. I made these jeans like 2 years ago, and they're not bad, but they're also not great. Like the top stitching is not the neatest, and I also made a mistake when I did the pockets where I didn't put enough overlap here onto like pocket lining, so when I wear them you can see the pocket lining, which really annoys me, and also the fit just isn't really what I would want it to be. But it's a lot of fabric, so I want to make it into like a little cap, a little hat, because I've been really wanting a good cap. And I think this cream would be a good color, and it's a denim, so it will be a good fabric. So I might get started on that next. Today's been kind of a weird day. because I had 2 job interviews, and then the week in itself has been quite strange as well. I started on Monday with 7 rejections, which did hurt. That did strike me. Yeah, I'm excited to move forward with projects, and I'm going to Eltham Palace tomorrow, so that will be fun. I thought I would do a quick check-in. Obviously I finished the big pink chunky crochet cardigan with the big button. Then I also finished this little wrap for summer. If I am hopefully in a bikini this summer, it will be nice, like a little skirt wrap, but you could also wear it as like a halter top, like that. Very summery. And then I also finished a hat from the jeans. Technically it's really great. I'm not super sure about the proportions. They feel a bit off. It feels a bit train conductory. But yeah, it will be nice in like summer on like sunny days, because sometimes even when I'm wearing sunglasses I still have to like shield my eyes because it's too bright. Yeah, so it will be good for that, and it's really well made. I finished all of the inside with bias tape, and I also love the button I did at the back. I feel like it's such a fun detail. Then I'm almost finished with this top. I crocheted a button band, so I have like these little buttonholes in there, and then one of the sleeves I'm happy with. This currently has 2 different sleeves. Yeah, this is the one I'm happy with, where it has like more at the top and just a little at the bottom. But initially I picked up stitches all around the armhole and it just looks really weird. So I'm gonna undo that and knit it the same way I knit this side. And then I have to pick out some buttons, and then this will be finished as well. Yay! I think I mentioned it earlier, but when you start crochet, everybody tells you to crochet granny squares. But then you just end up with so many squares and it's like, well, what am I gonna do with this? You know? So it's nice to actually turn it into something and be rid of granny squares forever. So I'm probably gonna undo this sleeve now. Maybe watch a film and knit the final sleeve. Yeah, that sounds good.